so I know that I've made a few videos about me breaking someone's heart. So I think it's only fair for me to make this video, which is me getting my heart broken. I don't think this is going to be a tough one because I've done the work to get through it, but you never know, right? So we'll just get into it. Okay, so I'm a teenager and I am in the military, and you know the saying how you always meet someone when you're not looking, or you find someone when you're not looking. I think that's been true. Like every relationship that I've had that's been a serious one, or I'd say over 6 months, has been on a night or a day where I really was not looking for someone. And in this case, that was exactly that situation. It was a Friday night, and my best friend, she at this point in my life, I really was like just getting over a breakup and not looking for I really wanted to be by myself. And my best friend, she was also going through some stuff, but she wanted to go to the bar and have a drink. And she's like, come on, let's just have one drink. And I'm like, no, I just kind of want to stay inside. Oh, please, please. So I finally, okay, we'll have one drink. So we go to the bar across the street, we have a drink, and we end up meeting this guy. We start chatting with him. He was a super cool dude. But in the middle of all of that, I just so happened to look behind me, and there's a guy there, and he like motions for me to come over to him. So I do, and we end up talking, and we go back to his place. And unlike most of the stories that I lay out that scene, we didn't have sex, we just talked. And really, he was, on paper, on what I thought I wanted, the checklist that I made, he was Mr. Perfect. He just checked off every box for me. And the fact that it wasn't just a sexual thing, at least not in the beginning, I just thought this was great, like God was answering my prayers. And because of that, I think I let my guard down. I think I let my sensibility down, because we ended up moving super fast. Like within a week, he wanted to be boyfriends and be monogamous. And again, I really wasn't looking for that, but because I thought this was Mr. Perfect, I thought I'm gonna roll with this. And so I just kind of said, okay, cool, because I wasn't against having a boyfriend or being monogamous, And then not too long after that, we ended up moving in together, which super big mistake. But again, you're a teenager, things happen. Most of us have gone through that situation. So I was living what I thought was going to be the beginnings of the rest of my life in that type of cookie cutter relationship where you're both living together and just both working and just enjoying each other, But that changed. I think we were, at this point we were together for almost a year, and he started to change. And I think he came out before I did. Oh, no, I'm sorry, after I did. So I don't think he was ready. I don't think he was at the point to where, I think he wanted the relationship, but he also did not want to explore his sexuality, if that makes any sense, right? So we ended up getting to the point, and me, I was a total opposite. I wanted a relationship. I wanted that boring life, again, vanilla. Call me that, I don't care. But I think that's who I've always been. I didn't want to be that club person. So again, we reached the point where he's kind of like, hey, do you mind if I go out on Friday night with my friend? No, because I didn't. Go right ahead. Go have fun. Come on, let's go. No, I'll stay home. And so I kind of became like a house husband in a way, to where I stayed home and I just wanted to cook and clean, and not cook. I'm not a cook, but to clean and just enjoy my house, So then, but with him, things escalated, and it went from him going out one night, 2 nights, to 3 nights, and then sometimes 4 nights. And at this point, I knew something was up. But of course, and if any of you have been in this situation, you can sit them down and say, hey, what's going on? But you're never going to get an answer. at least not the one that you deserve to get. It's always going to be like, oh, everything's cool. I knew that it wasn't. So that was the beginnings of me starting to just guard my heart and just prepare for what I knew would inevitably happen, you know. And it did. You know, again, we might have been together about a year when this happened, but part of me just preparing myself was that I couldn't have sex with him anymore. You know, I felt a difference, and of course there was parts of me that thought maybe this is you and you're just imagining all of this, but I felt that whole act was different. It was a different person that was there. And you know, he would go out and come home drunk, smelling like alcohol, and then wanting to have sex, and I would be like, sorry if you don't get this, but I'm not in the mood. I'm not feeling quite sexy right now, if you know, because it turned into that's the only time he wanted to have sex is when he was drunk. So it's kind of a buzzkill for me, you know. So I eventually ended up sleeping in the guest room because I just got tired of him coming home 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and then wanting to do stuff. But again, that was kind of like the process of me wanting to separate myself. The inevitable did happen to where one night he came home, he was drunk, and went into the guest room where I was sleeping, and he told me that he had met someone else. And so I calmly just said, okay, that's cool, you know, and packed my stuff and I was gone. Now that is the surface version of that story. But behind the scenes, during that process, as I'm preparing myself and I'm just trying to prepare for the inevitable, as I'm doing that, my heart was breaking. You know, again, I thought this was the chance for me to be with that Mr. Perfect, to be with that person who checked every box for me. And I was realizing that wasn't it. That all of the flags that were super obvious, I just ignored all of them because I was just so ready to be over the previous heartbreak, or not, I wasn't heartbroken, but the previous failed relationship. And I was so wanting to have a successful one, and again, everything that I thought that I was looking for, he fit that, so it should have been perfect, but it wasn't. And because of that, because I was so blind, I just allowed myself to be open to someone who didn't deserve it, and ultimately I suffered. So what's the point of this video? I think part of it is just to say that I do know what it's like to have my heart broken. Secondly, I think it's just a lesson that you shouldn't go off a checklist when you're choosing a partner, right? Because what you feel, your connection, your bond, you're not going to find that from a checklist. That's not going to fix that. You have to just spend time and take things slowly. I know that now I'm in a much better place now, obviously, but yeah, that is a lesson that I had to learn the hard way, because the scars are definitely there. And for me to move on and to be in a better situation, I really had to just stop and go, what did I do wrong and what do I need to do better? So it was a process that I think most of us have gone through, that most of us will go through, because that's just part of being an adult. And hopefully, I guess the thing is, I hope that that all of you out there can find where you're making the mistakes and kind of fix that, so that the next time you meet someone else, you know what to look out for, and you're not falling into the cycle of repeating yourself and meeting the same type of dude all over again. Because again, my checklist was based on crap, was based on superficial, just ridiculous. There was nothing in my checklist that had anything to do with how someone really loved me. It was just more about how they looked and what they did and how much money, about, you know, again, I'm a teenager and we all know what that's like. So yeah, if you're in that situation, hopefully this video might give you some type of insight as far as like what to do if you're in that situation, how to prevent yourself from being in that situation. And yeah, so again, I don't want this to be too serious of a thing, but I wanted just to share that experience with you. So as usual, like, subscribe, more importantly, comment. I know that you guys can top this story, so I want to hear it, every single detail, dirty, nasty, I want to hear it all. Okay, bye.